Welcome again to this webinar. My name is Ash. Nalina and I will be presenting the webinar today. We both are product specialists at Wisenet and we'll be very happy to answer any questions you may have towards the end of the presentation. Feel free to add your questions into the chat or the Q&A box as we go along. Let's start by going over the sales process. If you attended the last webinar, then you must have seen this image and heard me talk about the concept of the enrollment cycles. This wouldn't be new to any of you, and you may be following the same process within your organization as well. You'll all agree with me on how important it is to tune your processes to the learner's needs, who's buying into your organization's value. This can help you bring in new leads easily and decrease the chance of a learner falling out of the sales process. Once you receive those leads, nurturing them is critical as well to your company's success, because these processes directly impact the learner's decision about whether or not they want to stay and apply for a course. There are a number of ways to nurture leads, including targeted content, multi-channel nurturing, multiple touch points, timely follow-ups, and of course, personalization. We've put our heart and soul into all these concepts and built a functional CRM for the education industry called Sales Plus. Sales Plus is built to enhance your learner's sales journey from the discovery step through to application, allowing you to convert every inquiry into an enrollment. We're aware that the sales journey can vary depending on your type of organization and the type of courses you offer, but it all starts with your website. It is very vital to have a really good informative website, so when someone lands on your site, they actually stay and buy. Everybody has a website, but building a good functional website is not easy. You need to think about a lot of things like the content, maintaining the site with the relevant courses, keeping up to date with the intakes, current applications and contact forms, and much more. You also need to think about the notifications, messaging, payments, follow-ups, and so on that you do after you've received that application. Now, building the website with all these customized features and functionality can be time-consuming, and once it ticks all your boxes, it could be an expensive process as well. What you really need is a product that is scalable, automated, easily configurable, customizable with your brand colors, and also something that can manage your billing and payments all in one place. And that is what Sales Plus can do for your organization. We want you to just concentrate on getting your website content ready and leave everything else to us. Sales Plus allows you to streamline your sales process by collecting online inquiries and enrollments and applications, nurture your inquiries, your opportunities and enrollments, publish your courses in just one click from within your course offers, customize your form design, have custom fields, branding, and all the form submission process, accept partial or full payments without any need for coding or any APIs. Nalina will showcase the best features and functionality of Sales Plus and take you through the setup process in LRM. You can see how easy and flexible it is to create and publish your courses and application forms. But before I hand over to Nal, we would like to understand how you take your applications and how many do you process annually. You'll see a poll pop up on your screens. Please choose the appropriate option for us. The first question is a multiple choice. You should see it now on your screens. So you'll be able to choose one or more answers for the first question, and the second one would be a single choice. So if you could just click into the right choices for me, please. Let me know if you have issues. Oh, I can see it's coming through. Thank you. All right, I'll just hand over to Nell in the meantime.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for answering the questions. Just waiting for a few more to come through. Thank you so much for letting us know. All right. Cool. Thanks, Ash. So we'll just end the poll right here. And let's take a look at the results. So we have around 26% of you going through paper, 43% of you take applications via email, online via API, 30% online using CRM apps, and 22% other. So you can see this huge shift towards an online application process and a move away from very standardized paper-based applications. Now we're also looking at, how many applicants come in annually, 1 to 500, and that's a great number. Obviously, we are projecting that to increase throughout the year as our borders open and more students come in, and more students are looking at taking courses to upskill, especially given the, economic state that we are in at the moment. So thank you all for sharing your answers with me. Now, as Ash mentioned, going to set up your course or publishing your courses for online application is super easy. And you might be wondering, how long will it actually take for me to get Sales Plus up and running? So let me show you just how easy it is to go from opening your course in Wisenet to accepting enrollments just like that. Now with Sales Plus, you are free to brand your web pages according to your existing website and collateral. Use your own company logo and color guidelines to create a seamless enrollment experience for your applicant. So integrate the course catalog and forms into your existing website with minimal setup effort. Now, if you deliver courses on behalf of external clients, such as another workplace, you can have more than one website on your account, and you can publish that with their branding and logo. Now, how do you then link your Sales Plus to your website? Easy. You can choose to embed the application link directly into your Enroll Now button, or you can publish the QR code for applicants to scan and access the form immediately on their phone. So now imagine you have a class, right? That's full of students who are enrolling for the first time. You can have them scan the QR code and enroll on the spot. And when you create a contact form, a Contact Us page on your website is automatically created, and you can choose which form or forms to publish on there with which to track enquiries with. Now, if you want to keep things private, you can also create private links where the application form is only accessible through that specific URL that you send to your applicant. Or you can also publish the entire course catalog on your website. So the choice is completely up to you. Now, when you decide which course to publish for online enrollment, firstly, upload your own image and fill in information about it to further attract students to enroll. You can sort your courses by industry for students to filter from, and also decide which websites to publish the course to. Now, let's go into the course offer sales settings. You then decide whether you would like the intake to be made wholly private or public. Now, within a publicly published course offer, you can even have private application links where only those you have sent the link to have access into that application page. Now, you set your delivery options, their duration, so whether it's full-time or part-time, potential applicants can see and pick which option they'd prefer. Set your locations. So if you're delivering online courses, you can allow students to pick from the dropdown and filter whether they want to enroll in face-to-face classes or online study. You plot your intakes so that applicants can browse the intakes that are available throughout the year. And you can also determine your vacancies. And once your intake is full, it will not allow any more applicants to enroll into the course. Now, if that seems like a lot, and if those fields kind of sound familiar to you, the duration, the minimum, maximum enrollments, that's because they already sit in your course offer. So this was purposefully designed so that where you can leverage on the data you already use to set up your Wisenet course offers, removing the need to double enter while allowing for customization for each of your published intakes. Now, once the course has been published, this is how it looks like from a student's perspective. So information such as the duration of the course, whether it's full-time or part-time, the different delivery options, details of the course, the fees, and whether there is a deposit upon application, when the intake starts, whether the application period is open or closed, the amount of vacancies and the location are displayed all in plain view. They can also filter via industry, locations, and delivery options to see what is available to them. And while browsing through the courses, students can see intakes in a list view or in a calendar view, which is very useful for those of us delivering short courses like first aid, where the course runs in multiple locations and times during the month. Now, when the learner clicks apply now, it takes them to your customized form. You can completely design your own application flow. So the number of steps, what details your applicants need to fill in, and whether payment is required. You can create as many application forms as you want, and they can be as long or as short as you need according to the amount of information you need to collect. So for example, the data you need for a short one-day course is very different from a full-length diploma. Payment may be required on the spot for a first aid course and not for a certificate 4. So this is completely customizable according to your enrollment process. Now, you can also create custom fields that are not necessarily needed for reporting, such as how did you hear about us, or what is your t-shirt size? Now, this data is then collected and stored in the Wisenet student logbook. From there, you can share with the relevant departments of the business to collect data on where your enrollments are coming in, or you can just prepare for t-shirts for when they arrive for orientation. Now, managing your forms is super intuitive and so easy to use. You start with a default template that is already available in Wisenet, and then drag and drop your fields to where you want them to be and decide if you want them to be mandatory or not. Then you configure the text in the display labels, headers and pages. You can add instructions within the additional info to prevent confusion for the students and what they need to fill in. You can also add links, images, font stylization, all within the text editor as well. So document upload is also available, so you can easily ask applicants to upload the necessary documents like a passport or driver's license in order to complete their enrollment. Now, these documents are then uploaded into the Wisenet logbook together with the completed application PDF. So if you have created a standardized application form, you can also take that and copy it to create another form with varying questions and attach them to another course offer. So regardless of how you design your form or your website, they will always remain mobile responsive for applicants to apply on the go. So if you want to try your hand at it, you already have access to the contact form for free in your Wisenet Sales Plus section. So head to Settings, Sales Plus, and just give it a go. Now, when the applicant is ready to enroll, our integrated gateway allows you to take payment using a variety of methods. The built-in online payment means that Wisenet acts as your clearinghouse, and all you need to do is enter your bank account details into the LRM, and we will deposit funds directly into your account. Now, in the last steps of the application form, you can enter your own terms and conditions for the applicant to agree to, then collect a digital signature all at once. Now, when complete, the learner receives an application receipt email together with the entire form in PDF format. You can set up further automations so that your team also receives a task or email when a new application comes into the system. Now, all of these are collated and stored within the enrollment logbook, together with the completed application form PDF. Not only that, there's also email tracking, which allows you to see if the applicant has opened up their confirmation email. Now, remember all of those fields that you added to the form earlier? They're all automatically mapped into Wisenet without you doing anything else. Now, this completely takes away the need to re-enter basic student information and document uploads, cutting a ton of time needed by your admin team to process each application. Now, once an application goes into Wisenet, they will sit in there as new until you accept or reject it. After they have been reviewed, the system will automatically use the email address to search if a profile already exists. And if it does, the application is added to the learner's profile, otherwise a new one will be created. Now, there's also the option to auto accept the application, which is extremely useful if you do not need a review process, especially for short courses. So, what if a student is not ready to enroll and needs more time? There are two ways that we tackle this. One, if they're halfway through the process but would like to come back later, they can save and resume their application. They re-access their application through a unique link and log back in using a secure one-time password, which they choose to receive through email or mobile. This data is stored for 30 days before it expires. And students with the link can come back at any time within this period to resume and complete their application. Now, the second way to ensure no leads fall through the cracks is via a contact form. If the applicant is not yet ready to enter their details, they can use the contact or enquiry form to fill in their basic details so they are popped into your sales pipeline. Now, creating a contact form is as easy, if not it's easier, than creating the application form. So very similarly, you drag and drop your fields to collect whatever information you need, and you will be notified as soon as an inquiry comes through into Wisenet. Again, the contact form is now available already on your website for setup, on your Wisenet, for setup. So please try it and let us know what you think. Now, any non-converted leads that come in from Save and Resume and the inquiry form feature are transformed into opportunities and placed in your Wisenet sales pipeline, where they can be nurtured by your team using all of the available logbook actions. Now, on top of that, you can also send an application link to their email if they wish to apply for the course. So for example, if you're talking to someone over the phone who's interested, you don't need to direct them to your website. When you write them an email and craft it, you thank them for their interest and link them directly to the intake's application form. Now, as you establish contact with the lead, they can be moved down the pipeline until the opportunity is won and the lead becomes an actual student. And once converted into a learner, the information that you need is all sitting in the same area in Wisenet, and you do not need to look through various systems just to find all of the students' information. Now, when we crafted Sales Plus from the ground up, we placed emphasis on the customer experience, the customizability, data management, and automation. So Ash will now talk further about automating your processes from pre-enrollment using Sales Plus all the way through to the end of the learner's life cycle. Over to you, Ash.
Thanks, Nell. I'm just going to quickly check the chat to see if you know any of you. Oh, Mary is helping out. Thanks, Mary. All right. Thank you, Nell. Let's look at how Wisenet can help with this automation. Now, Wisenet's applications and tools help automate your business processes. So your staff don't have to execute recurring tasks. So obviously, this will automatically reduce costs, increase efficiency, and save you a lot of time and effort. As Nell mentioned earlier, there are many application options available, which allows you to set multiple application types, initial payment amount. And if you set the application to be auto-approved with unit enrollments and e-learning access, the learners get automatically enrolled into the course offers with units and be provided with e-learning access to courses as soon as they submit an application form successfully. This is very handy for single-day short courses like first aid or even your internal staff professional development courses. You can map your e-learning courses from Moodle or Canvas to the course offers or unit offers in Wisenet. You can manage the learners' e-learning groups or sections from within your course offer in Wisenet, as well as manage their access using an e-learning enrollment rule. The rule then enables and disables the learner's access based on their enrollment dates within Wisenet. And that could be your course enrollment dates or your unit enrollment dates, depending on how you run your courses in your e-learning side. Once you map your e-learning courses, obviously, as I said, your learners, once they're enabled in Wisenet, they automatically get enrolled at the same time. It's real time in your e-learning courses. And if they withdraw or anything, you can again manage them from within Wisenet, which will suspend them from within the e-learning side. You can use learn cycles to automate your processes, ensure the right piece of communication is going out at the right time. Most of your manual administrative processes can be automated with the right tools. You can retire your manual processes like data replication and, grow your business with the learn cycle workflows in Wisenet. With the trigger conditions, you can obviously send emails, so you can reach multiple learners simultaneously by sending automated emails and SMS. Let's say, you want to send out like a confirmation of enrollment to an email as well as SMS to your learners to their mobile. You can do it simultaneously and you have complete control over these processes. So for example, you do not require a person to go into a learner's profile to send a confirmation email. Your staff can simply accept the application, which can then trigger an email or an SMS to be sent out to the learner with all the relevant details. You can auto sync your learners to Xero if you are using Xero as your finance application. You can generate course enrollment documents like offer letters, training plans using Europort templates and automate the same using Learn Cycle workflows. And all these touch points and communication is automatically saved into the course enrollment logbook, giving you an easy to track timeline of events per learner. You can also use the Autograde, which is part of our e-learning integration premium edition. So you can use the Autograde to automatically push grades from Moodle or Canvas to Wisenet, allowing you to update outcomes, results, dates, grade points for multiple learners as soon as they are graded in your e-learning platform. You can also email certificates and record of results in bulk to all the learners at once you have issued the credentials from within Wisenet. You can create email templates with survey links to automatically send surveys to learners at various stages of their life cycle. Now, as you can see, Wisenet's tools and applications can help you with your entire enrollment journey from the time your learner discovers a course on your website till the time they graduate. Now, if you're not already aware of all our connected apps, feel free to go to your settings, connected apps page to discover more. We do have article links in there as well. And as Nell mentioned earlier, the starter license has already been added to all your accounts. You can go ahead and create your contact form and link it to your website to get those inquiries directly into Wisenet. Please refer to our Wisenet Learn resources for a step-by-step guide to help you with the process. We will be sending you the recording and the link and everything in an email tomorrow or within this week, so you can go in and look at our resources and learn more. What we will also be doing is, after this webinar, you'll see a pop-up with our calendar link. So please feel free to book a time so we can take you through a one-on-one discussion and show you a detailed demo of the Sales Plus. So if you have any questions, we can answer it for you and show you how customizable the program is and, help you use Sales Plus and achieve better. Thank you so much for your time. So Nell and I are going to stay back to answer any questions you may have. So feel free to raise your hand so we can unmute you and you can talk to us, or use the chat or the question text box that you see at the very bottom in your Zoom control panel. But thank you so much for your time and attending today. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Let's have a look
So I'm
at the
just
questions.
I'm
see
gonna
if we
move
can
so you can
address.
see both. Yeah.
We're actually both in the same office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After a long time, we're
Yes.
able to present together. So
We do need to keep social distance. So I don't even know if that's still a thing.
it looks
All
like
right.
Mary has already answered everything.
Mhm.
Do booking the time.
Yeah. So yeah. ATA, is it easy to integrate to? I'll let
So
Mal
the
answer that
question is it easy? Thanks, Aitor. So is it easy to integrate Sales Plus to another CRM like Active Campaign? Now, we don't integrate Sales Plus into external CRMs. It's used natively with our own Wisenet CRM. However, if you still want to use your Active Campaign, you're really happy with the product, speak to us. And we can offer some solutions on how to make both systems work with each other to ensure that you capture all of your leads and you have the flow to nurture all of them as well. So get in contact with us and we can talk about it definitely.
Sally has a question here. Sorry, Sally. I might just mention it again. So you need to have owner access, and it's actually under the settings page. Not on the sales page. So please go to the settings and you should see an option for Sales Plus if you have owner access in Wisenet.
Mm-hmm.
Just going through to see.
Yep. So is it going to be mobile friendly? Yes, definitely. It's completely mobile responsive for the website and for the application form as well. The Sales Plus module is an additional module. So it's not built in, but the CRM that is linked to is already built into your Wisenet.
That's
system.
right. So Jocelyn, just to answer the question, I think I did mention about the standard and the premium edition. So they'll be on a monthly subscription fee and a price per application basis. And obviously the premium edition, like all the other products, it gives you unlimited access to create multiple forms and manage your sales process. But yeah, the starter would be for free, and it's already been added to your account. So if you're an owner, please feel free to go to the settings page and you should see Sales Plus in there.
Okay, so Stephen has another question. Hi, we have a lot of B2B clients, so can we create separate links for the enrollment form? Yes, you can create separate application forms. You can create separate websites. You can create separate private links as well. So it's configurable on many, many levels. Now, depending on what your B2B client requires, we can configure that according to their logo or their branding if they want to. Otherwise, you can still use yours, but with their brand colors as well. So Stephen, if you want to talk to us further about where to actually set those settings, just reach out, book in a time with either me, myself, or Mary. Me, Ash, or Mary.
Yeah.
And we can take you through that process. Yeah, thanks again for your question.
Kim, yes, we are recording, so we will, get the recording to you very soon by the end of the week. Angelina, probably Mary or one of us will just reach out to you after the session so we can, take your student numbers and give you, like
the costings and how much that will cost, because obviously every business is different. And so we want to make sure that we cost you guys accordingly as well. All right, can we dual logo? That's a good question, Stephen. I don't believe so. You can create your site branding with one logo,
or have two logos in the same image.
Logos in the same image. You could
be small, but we can.
Yeah, we can talk about that for sure. Like you said, there's different requirements for different businesses. So yeah, let's take a look at that one-on-one. All right,
just going through the questions. Sorry guys if we've missed something, just getting there.
Okay, there's another question. New messages at the bottom. Let's have a quick look. How customizable are the emails? So that's from Aitor. Can you design on a builder an email or newsletter from scratch? So you can create your own custom email templates using the email section within Wisenet. When you say customizable, obviously, it depends on how big your designs are. Wisenet is not necessarily, a CRM, a marketing tool like MailChimp or like HubSpot. So we are primarily an LRM with a very specific business requirement. So I thought if you want to tell us, what do you put in your emails? How do you design your email? If it's more informative, if it's more content heavy, just let us know. And then we can look at doing that or implementing that within your email templates.
Awesome. Looks like we've gone through the questions. Just going to spend another couple minutes here, guys, if you want to just quickly put in your questions. Otherwise, just feel free to reach out. As soon as you close the webinar window, you'll see the pop-up to book in a time with us. So feel free to just click in and, book a time into our calendars.
Yeah. Well, also, let's post the resource page link on the chat as well, so everybody can access that. So yeah, so, like we said, the contact form or the inquiry form is already available for you guys. So just follow these resources. We'll just post them on the chat for you. And then you can go in and play around with that. Cool. All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll stay on for another 2 minutes or so. So any questions or anything at all, just feel free to reach out.
So we're all good.
I think we're all good.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Keep using Sales Blast. Let us know if you have any feedback. Always yes, for good feedback. And we're constantly listening to you guys as well as adding features to